You are listening to the Barry Long audio Straightening Your Space from the 26th of October 1977. For more information, visit barrylong.org.
Everything is past. Emotion is past. And the body is the past. And it's the past in us that we have to root out. We can't root out the body because the body is idea, and the body is fine and lovely, and everything is fine with what is. But it's the emotion in the body, that is the past in us, that we have to rid ourselves of by the various methods that we use. And the beginning of it all, of course, is meditation. And we meditate on the body in the beginning, because the body is the funnel or the tunnel to the pastness. And it is only by right meditation, beginning with the body, that we can get at the emotions and into the past, whatever that might represent to us individually and personally. Now tonight, I'm just going to talk very briefly, like I did then and last week, about the past, because I haven't done anything like cover it sufficiently, which will take weeks and months and years. But that's got to be covered by your questions, the questions that occur to you, the individual. That's the only way we can ever cover meaningfully the past. So I can only touch on it and spark off some various ideas that will help you in your meditation, what you're about. Now, the thing I'm going to talk about tonight, which again is purely a sketch, a very rough sketch, is space. Now, space, we can attack it from various aspects. But the space that you're trying to straighten out is the space that exists, that you take with you wherever you go. You can think that there is a space here, a common space. Not true. There is your space and there is my space. All your meditations, all your rooting out of the past, all of your endeavour to make your body rhythmical, which is what happens when it loses its motion, has a corresponding effect on your space. Most men's space is twisted, distorted, a time web of emotion. He doesn't know what he wants, he only knows he wants. He doesn't have any right values because he wants so many things. And you can't have right values while you want. Yet he knows this, and that's the reason why you're here, I'm here, is to want less, to straighten the lines of force in our space, so that when anyone enters them, they don't get distorted by our wanting, our emotion, our imagination. Now this room has a certain space. It has good lines of space. David? This room has good space. It has the space, as far as I'm concerned, that I put into it. It has the space for Julie that she puts into it. And now it has the combined space. But really, it's only got your space for you. But your space, because it is not as clear as the space in this room, will be straightened out by the higher or clearer space for a while. Wherever you go, this applies, of course. You can go to places where there's clearer space. And when you walk outside, you take your space with you, and the world's space is very, very emotional. And your job is to be able to carry your space with you and keep it clear. Keep it, the lines, the force lines, straight. Keep the snakes out of it. And that's what meditation is for, and all the pain and suffering is about. Now, you will never be the same again once you've entered this space. You can say, well, that's the same wherever I go. And of course it's the same. But you will never settle ever again for any space that is less than this. Your soul will not settle for it, whatever that is. Never. But you can get out, as you've noticed, and get into wrong company, which is just about the entire world of discussion and beliefs. And your snakes will come back, because it's a temporary thing when we clear our space under these forced circumstances of right company. And you get out there and you think, you really believe you're going in the same direction as you were when you were in right company. But you're not. You're deluding yourself. You cannot go forward without right company. Often, right company is to cut yourself off from other people rather than surrender to wrong company. Even your best friend, your mother, can be wrong company. So it is the search for right company that is half the battle. And our space is disturbed by our emotional attachment to our mothers and families and all these things that have loved us so much. But we have, in all rightness, to get our attitude right to them, to keep them there, outside our space, while our space is right. And that, of course, causes us great pain. And that's what you're all going through. And if you're not going through it, well, you'll have to, but of course you have been through it. And that's what you're doing. And you can never relent. Every time you relent, you'll know you've failed. If you let them in, you fail them. Once you pursue this way, you have to pursue it utterly for the saving of those you love most. You must not let the emotion in for them. Because it's the higher the knowledge, the greater the responsibility. You enter my space, as far as I'm concerned, you have greater responsibility. Every week you come here, your responsibility is greater. You carry a clearer space. You get more knowledge, not my knowledge, for I give you nothing. But I give you right company, I give you one-pointedness, I give you love of life, and in that you and I share one-pointedness. Nothing else do we share in this world but one-pointedness. And that straightens our space, keeps my space clean and clear, and helps to straighten yours. Now, that's just one aspect of space. But as we go forward in the weeks, if anything's not clear, ask the question, because I can only help you if you ask the question that is bothering you. If there's any question, ask it. Otherwise, we'll pursue the meditative thing that we've got going now. Because after the weeks, if we keep going ahead together, we will come back on this. We will come back on the past. We will see what past we got rid of. We will investigate our space. And we can do this. And next week we'll investigate something else. Now what I've talked about now is purely getting ourselves aligned and getting the space clean between us. Because just for your benefit, Jim, I'll say a few things over which are unavoidable. This philosophy, which is a part of me, and I am a part of it, recognizes that the only truth is in the center of the space between us all. That is the highest intelligence for us. And what your object is, whether we know it or not, is to produce that space or intelligence within us. And that is called absence. Absence of wanting, absence of trying. But in the beginning, we have what is called self-knowledge, little areas of space scattered around our consciousness or psyche, and we need right company to bring it together into a coherent whole which will have some power. And that power is purely the power to stop thought, to keep the mind centered, to be one-pointed, to never let up, to never give up, to never let one single thought in that you do not want. And that's why that space outside, which is so beautifully clear, notice, it's always there wherever you go. There's got to be space for there to be people or individuals. That is the symbol of the space of truth, the vast intelligence that we are trying to create in ourselves by getting rid of the past, the emotion. And all that's left there then is the idea. And the idea, as I said at the beginning, is perfect. It's all right. Doesn't have to be disturbed. It's okay. And when you get rid of the emotion, get rid of the wanting, get rid of the trying, get rid of the searching, then there is an idea which consists of nothing but space. A space structure. That's it. So all we're going to do here, in all of our talks, everything will be aimed at taking away, not giving anything. Keep taking and taking every idea you've got to go. Now, has anyone had any problems since we last met? No problems. Has anything happened to anyone since we last met? In their meditation? Nothing? It's not true. Otherwise your meditation might as well pack up. No great truth been revealed to anyone that they could share with us, perhaps would teach us something.
How do we root out our past emotions?
Well, you don't know what your emotions are, do you, until they appear.
I know, I've got to, but there's a lot of things from the past which disturb me.
Yeah, but that's thoughts, isn't it? Yeah. You've got to stop thought. Well, we've got to get on to meditation eventually, right meditation, where we sit there and keep all thoughts up. But at present we can't do that because we're all over the place trying to get we're trying to get our structure, our lines of course right. We can't get even into meditation. But we will. But the question was, how do we get rid of our emotions? One, we have to learn to stop the mind. We'll be doing that after. We get each of us stopped. Two, we can only deal with our emotions when they are in evidence. An emotion is always felt as a sensation. So whenever you have an emotion or a sensation, you have something to meditate on. So that's how you deal with it. What are you feeling now? Don't tell me what you're thinking. What are you feeling?
A very good breathing in the stomach.
Yeah, but, okay. Forget the breathing. What do you feel?
I feel sort of feeling lightness, no thought.
No, you can't feel no thought, you can't feel lightness, you can only feel something.
I can feel my legs and...
Righto, you can feel all that, but you don't feel any tensions.
Not really.
Righto. So, you're all right, you're relaxed.
Mm.
Well, the emotion is when you're angry, when you want something. Then you have to meditate and get hold of that sensation. But while you're relaxed, while you are, you have to get hold of the sensation, pure sensation of being as body. Now, Jim, may I demonstrate to you what? Do you mind if I... No. I don't know, and if I say anything, I certainly am not talking down to anyone, because that is impossible. You understand that? I must deal with you between our space. It's totally you and me. And if you doubt my integrity at any time, or doubt anything I say, you must respond and question it. For this truth exists only on criticism, on right criticism, and saying, show me in my experience, show me. And if it can't show you in your experience, then it's not good enough. Or, to the degree where you are prepared to go on listening, because you think you might not understand, but you believe nothing. Now, just to demonstrate to you, because you're coming along for the first time, what I'm talking about is, if you close your eyes, can you feel the sensation of your being as body?
Yes.
Right, you got it. Now, may I ask you this? What part are you feeling?
My heart.
Your heart. Good. Do you always feel your heart in meditation?
No, never.
Right. I do. Now, can I put your attention onto your solar plexus? Or that region? Can you feel anything there? Can you feel it, let's say?
I'm not sure.
Good. That's the right answer. The right answer. Now, I would like you, well, first of all, can you feel the back of your head, the back of the cranium?
No.
Right? Good. Can you feel the temples and over the eyes?
No, unless I can feel the skin, the surface of the skin.
That's all right. Anything. As long as you can feel. You're using the divine attention now, Jim. This is all you've got. You've only got the divine attention, and you are now entering your body, or endeavouring to. Very few people enter their bodies. That's what meditation is about. Right meditation is to enter the body sensation with the divine attention. Now, can you feel your kneecaps? The sensation of the moment. Can you feel any feeling that you would identify as the area of your kneecaps?
I'm not sure whether I'm feeling my kneecaps or imagining them.
Or how about sensation? If I said to you with your hands, which I don't want you to do, touch your kneecaps, now I'm saying with the divine attention, your attention, can you touch your kneecaps?
Yes.
Right. Can you feel them with your attention? Some sensation.
Probably, but I find it difficult to know whether I'm feeling my kneecaps from my kneecaps or whether I'm feeling a sort of imagined kneecaps.
Yes, I see. Are you also getting a bit of a picture there, Aberrady?
Yes.
Yes, of kneecaps.
Very much a picture.
Very much a picture.
Yes.
Now, what you're aiming to do in your meditation is to get rid of the picture, to be able to put your attention at any time on the kneecaps, and then eventually to get rid of the kneecaps altogether and only feel the sensation of your body as what we might call a unit with no differentiated parts.
Mm.
Understand?
Yes.
So all I've done is outline what is going to happen in the future, what must happen in the future, and what you are going to do.
Yes.
Because only this can get you to the beginning of right meditation. Now that is wonderful. I liked your replies because that is good. Because all the people that I ever speak to who are honest, or most of them anyway, 9 out of 10, in the beginning cannot even feel the various parts of the body. So it is not unusual. This is how much we live outside our bodies in an imaginative state. Now, Jim, while I'm talking and I'm talking to anyone else, I would like you to go around and see, put your attention as much as possible on various parts of your body. You get onto the heart, onto the ankles, onto the knees, or then wait and see where you can feel the body and put the attention on that point until it becomes more intense. Will you do that?
Yes.
Good. Keep going round and round. And then in between, come out and listen or do what you want. Give yourself a break because you can go into dream state and you'll be thinking and elaborating along an emotional line and it won't be doing any good. You've got to keep breaking the pattern because that's what you're here for. You're going to break every pattern that you've got because you are serious. You're going to break every pattern that you've got so we can get your space clean, clear. So start off with that because that's all you've got is your body. We'll get onto the emotions later, we'll get onto the thoughts later, we'll get onto everything, the symbolism of space within, the space without. We'll get onto everything. But it must start there. This is where it starts. Have you done any breathing ever? Right breathing.
I don't know if it was right breathing, but I've done exercises and bioenergetics and such like.
Well, just to help you, just for what now, can you fill your stomach with air? Have another try. Get it out first. Right now, let me see. That's right. Now, the only thing I would ask is don't use your chest. You must not fill to where you use your chest. You only fill to where you fill your tummy, and that's the end of it. Don't go the last bit, because that's habit. We want to break the old pattern. We know you can breathe up here. Everyone can. But we don't want that. We want what everyone can't do. We want you to enter your solar plexus. So, let me just breathe out first. Pushing against air. Get it out. That's right. Now breathe in. Let me see. That's it, not too much chest. Okay. Now if you do that a couple of times, and we'll get on to that. I'll get on to you later and get you breathing properly, or starting. And if you like to practice it, come back and we'll get your meditation going so that you can carry it with you for the rest of your life. You will not need me, or anyone. You've got to get it right. Right down at the beginning. Okay. So, don't strain yourself with the breathing, but keep going around with the attention. You've got them both working. Peter, may I ask what great revelations you've had this week? I haven't heard from you. Anything happening? Hello, Derek. Hello. I'm Barry.
Hello. Yes, I'm sorry I'm late. I only had some trouble with the train.
Yes, please sit down. Derek, if you just sit there for a while and I'll just go on the way I am and we'll pick each other up. Okay. Anything, Peter?
Just things going on. I've just been watching what's going on. I'm not sure.
Can you tell us what you're watching so it might help us? What is the problem? What is the problem? The problem being the sensation, the something.
Well, life and my reactions to life and my attitudes. Like sometimes something has meaning for me and then the next day it doesn't.
Could you give us an example?
It shows how much meaning it's got.
Pardon?
It shows how much meaning it's got.
No, well, that's not right. Well, what about your... Go on. No, I wanted to just get you communicating, that's all.
Well, it's mostly to do because I'm writing and I see something, I just really see something directly and it's just absolutely what I just am very, very meaningful. I write it down and the next day it's completely meaningless. I'm just fed up, it's just words.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's not... You see something, you write it down. Are you happy with it when you write it down?
Yeah, intensely. I mean, it's just absolutely what I want to say. Isn't it?
But is it fit to take its place in the thesis?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
No, is it part of it? Is that what you're directing it at, this
yeah.
thesis line, this theme, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Well, you're writing a thesis. It has a theme. You get an idea, a revelation. You write it down as just what you want. It fits in.
Well, no, it doesn't fit in with anything. I'm making the thesis fit in with that. What is it?
You're making the thesis...
Out of what? Well, I'm only going to write about
what is meaningful to you.
Yeah.
I see. And yet next day it doesn't mean anything.
It sounds incredibly corny.
No, it doesn't sound corny. It just sounds like
the next day it sounds corny.
I see, corny.
Or flat. Just.
Yes. What do you attribute this to?
I don't know. I'm just watching.
Is it a real revelation at the time, a realization? Because I've never known any truth that next day wasn't meaningful.
It's like I can't get back there. It's like I can't get back to that feeling I had. You know, it might be, but it's just...
Yeah, but that's become part of you. Isn't the truth still existent as the truth? It's still a truth, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it must be.
I don't know if it's a truth. No, is it true the next day?
Is it true the next day?
Yes.
It can't be because I can't get back there. It's just like...
No, but we don't know that. You might be looking for emotion, and emotion's not true. Because the idea of the truth is to destroy emotion, isn't it?
Okay.
And you can't feel the truth anymore.
Alright.
And then we get non-experience, and we think that God or life has deserted us, but it's not. It's just that it's become us. Isn't it? Could that be so with yours? Obviously that's too simple an explanation for this.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
But you have the answer, don't you? I mean, you have it.
The answer?
You have the answer to that problem.
I don't know.
You have it. My word, you have it.
Well, show it to me.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, but I want you've got to get it out. You can't sit on it.
Okay.
You've got to describe it in finer detail. You're not being precise enough. Could you have a look at it and come back again after if you don't want to know?
I don't know what to do now. I'd like to, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say.
You've got to get it out.
Well, I have got it out.
No, you haven't. You've only got... All you've got out are... let's say you've got the 5 fingers out, you're throwing them out, but what about the fist? What else is on the hand?
I don't know what
But you've got to look in with the divine attention has got to become so refined that you can keep taking all the time, getting it out, expressing it. You've got to describe it. You've got to communicate it. You've got to get it out to the space here, which is the divine intelligence. You've got to get it out. You can't sit on it. Let's come back to it after. If you just have a look at it, you can't have a problem that the solution's not there if you can get enough of the problem out. Because the solution is in getting the problem out. It only means that you're not looking with refined enough attention at what has happened, the experience. So you'll have to re-experience it. And that's repetition of life. That's recurrence, isn't it? And that's the reason for man's recurrence, is that he can't get at the one experience, get it out, see the significance of it, get rid of the emotion. He can't do it. So he's got to have the experience over and over and over again. Camouflaged in different forms. And that's what we're trying to do tonight and every night, is to get it out, what our problems are. We've all got problems, even if it's only a pain in the stomach. Anything happened to you, Duncan?
Yeah.
Could you tell us?
What's been happening to me is not really identifiable, because the quality of what's been happening to me has been that I've been sort of fairly removed from what's happening to me. You know?
That's lovely. You look rather good.
It hasn't been good. I don't think.
No, but I say you.
Yeah.
You look rather good in the face.
I've had a couple of emotional confrontations with people, which have been quite heavy and hard to handle. And since then, until perhaps last night, at least a bit of it, it's been like as if the bottom of my guts is flattened out like that, and holding emotion down there, and I haven't been able to touch it, and being consequently sort of pretty spaced out, and vulnerable, and not really strong in anything. You understand that?
Yes, as long as you're saying it, we're getting it. So does that mean that you're pretty well absent up here, pretty well vacant, without a centre except that one deep down?
No, that isn't the centre. That's like a concentration of energy which is ignored.
Yeah, I know, but that's a centre. You have no other centre, but what exists, there is no other centre. If you're spaced out, there's no centre to that.
There is no centre to that, yeah. I mean, it's just a sort of random thing.
This is the centre. This is the earth. That feeling down there is the earth.
Yeah. But I haven't been...
I understand. That's down there, but we deal with this one first. You've got a lot of space and lightness or feeling, up here. No problems here.
No, I wouldn't say no problems, at all.
No, don't mean thought problems.
Yeah.
You describe it to me up here then. If this is something you're not... Okay, that's the earth down there. What's all this up here? You had your emotional confrontations. What did you do with them? The energy. Did you meditate?
I try to deal with the problems by being aware of my body through them,
That's what I mean. You got hold of the energy as a sensation in your body.
I wouldn't say I succeeded.
No, but did you try to do that?
Yeah, I tried to.
Doesn't matter whether you succeed. It just doesn't matter. But you did try.
Yeah, I did try.
Did you feel the emotion going like this as a sensation in the body?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was down
Down there. In here. Now, did you sit in meditation?
No, this is...
You were walking around.
I was dealing with people.
Yeah. Yes, but after you left...
That,
No, I mean, I had a great resistance. I felt too tense to be able to...
Well,
deal
right,
with it now.
good. Now, this is emotion, does not want to be dealt with. Does not want to be dealt with. But you have to overcome that. And you have to go and sit deliberately. Sit deliberately, I say, not just walk around and hold it, because in the beginning you have to make the effort to sit somewhere, it doesn't matter where, get alone and get hold of that sense, that emotion. You see, it has to be disciplined.
The thing I was finding, like the criticism I was meeting from people was that I was not coming out with my emotions. And I could feel that too. You know, I was sort of retreating into trying to be aware of them, but actually that was a process of blocking them. And similarly, I have over the week tried to sitting meditation a few times. But I haven't been able to get down there with that.
No. But tell me, when the people criticised you about not getting your emotions out, and you got your emotions out in the confrontation, was you?
No.
It was just you held them, did you?
I held them, yeah.
Right. And they tried to provoke you?
Yeah.
Right. And they didn't succeed?
Yeah.
Except to you. They succeeded in you.
Yeah.
But they didn't succeed in the action. Emotion did not express itself.
Yeah, I didn't
respond or react.
I didn't feel that. You know, they were determining the type of game they wanted to be played, and I didn't want to play that type of game. That's the way I felt.
Yeah, fair enough. Because that's what they're there for, aren't they? They're there to make you get it out.
Yeah.
Right. But there is a right time to get it out, and there's a wrong time to get it out. And the wrong time is when you don't want to get it out, and you want to hold it at your stage. Your stage. I'm only talking to you.
Okay.
Right. If I'm talking to you, I'll talk another way because everyone is individual. But at your stage, you've got dead right. You should hold it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I've been wondering about, how much to trust my sense of reluctance to really sort of force myself to express.
No, you must not force yourself to express, because you've been through that. You can take it from me that is beneath you at this stage to have to express it. But one thing you've got to do, you can't allow it just to gather there. You have to use a finer energy, the one we've been talking about, the divine attention. Otherwise you'll get solid and structured, and you'll break, and you'll get wrong. If a man at your stage does not express it and holds it as an act because he wants to hold it, it requires the responsibility I was talking about earlier to deal with it from within. And that's what the world exists for, to get out of us the energies that we cannot contain. Otherwise there'd be mayhem. It gets them out in some form of violence, violent expression. But when a man reaches the stage where he's not going, and his particular nature does not want to release it, he has to have a compensating thing of wisdom inside of him. He must take the responsibility upon himself to dissolve it. And that's why meditation is so important to you, and the way I am communicating it to you. And you have to try it this way because there's no other way. You can go and jump up in the corner if you like, but that won't satisfy you. For you want wisdom. And that is a way that is not a wisdom. That's the way leading up to wisdom, the necessity to get rid of energies. But just not your problem. You'll get rid of them if you want to. If you wanted to, you'd suddenly get up and run around the park. You would do anything, but you would do it as a loner. You would not release it to another person at this stage, because you tend to do it your way. But my question is to you, when you did have this and you did not release it out, what did you do with it?
I tried to sort of give it up, in the sense of opening it to
you can't.
Energy.
And did you get rid of it?
No,
you can't get rid of it that way. Because that is that is all very well, but what it means is you can do that later. That is the result of what I'm suggesting is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Until you get hold of it within.
That's the thing. I was feeling I was failing because I haven't really got hold of it, and
but
so it's an illusion.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. It takes time, because what you were feeling you were going to release it is when you have learnt through discipline and practice on yourself to get hold of these energies, to convert them with the divine attention, which always is the finer energy. And it takes time and time and time and failure, because there's no failure, to get hold of it. Then eventually, one beautiful day, any emotion you have, you can get rid of any as quickly as you like. Like that. Just like you were trying to do. But you are ahead.
Yeah.
You are ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Your intuition is telling you something that, unfortunately, the apparatus has not yet done. Every truth is in us. The most sublime truth we already know. But, unfortunately, we've got to drag an apparatus along. And it's done in the apparatus. There is no realization except in the apparatus. The rest of the self has already realized, but the apparatus has not. So the work has got to be done in the apparatus. And it's slow, and it's tedious. But that's where it's done. So your feeling was absolutely right, but out of time. Absolutely. But you can't do it.
It was more like an imposition of ideals on myself than...
Yes, that you should be able to do it.
That I should be able to do it.
But that again was the intuition. You should be able to do it. But that's what makes time. You cannot do it now unless you've done it then. That's time. So you have to come back into the apparatus, for you are the vast self that has no need to realize anything. You're at peace. But your apparatus is not at peace. It's carrying this great load of past behind it. It's carrying the...
All I really want to...
Go.
Is just to be more able to get into that.
Yes. Okay. And that's what...
In a situation, I'm finding it, I can't. You're like...
But that's only...
You just feel like...
I know it is, but how long have you been trying?
Quite a long time. I mean, before I've known you, I've sort of been trying on and off.
Okay, yes. I know. On and off is not enough.
Yeah.
I suggest to you, although you might think it is just me talking, because you have been coming here, you are in my space. No matter what you've been trying before, if you've been trying the same thing, my power reinforces that. It will reinforce you. That power that gave it to you before and what you've been using yourself, I give you more power. But you have to keep practicing. You've got to keep battling. But you will do it. You and I will do it together. Because I will help you with my power. And you will relate. And we will correspond. And you're helping me. You open yourself, I open myself. It works this way. I can help you. I can help you. Because I'm one-pointed. But you must not fear that you are not penetrating. You are penetrating. Every time a man puts his attention on anything in the truth, he is making progress. But the apparatus is so unrefined that it doesn't know. It wants a sensation. It wants to feel it's making. No. The divine attention, which is yourself, your own self-attention, is so fine. It erodes. It's an attrition. It's an attritious thing that just... The energy is so fine, moving at such a rate, that it only gets rid of little bits on the edge. But it still is getting there.
Yeah, the reservation I have about this sort of technique also is that it's like it can be, and it sometimes is with me, a technique of the ego just to hold on more and more. And not...
Yes, but it's
not to admit my vulnerability to other people, for instance.
Yes, but this is wrong. This is a wrong part of you because you're not doing it properly. You're not doing it. It is not a holding. It is not that. It is an attention. Now you better, now this is where you've got to differentiate out. Get at it. Now while we're talking tonight, and I'm talking about, get at it. See that it's not holding its attention. If you hold, you suppress. If you suppress, you've got a big ball there. You can't get rid of it. The attention must be held without suppression. And that requires a tremendous balance. But you can do it. It just needs a little more right meditation. You've got it. Right. Did you mean then to say, stop, I've got it?
Well, I mean, okay,
Okay. So, okay, now take it from here. So what are we saying? Practice. You have to give up some of this time spent on whatever you want to do it. You've got to get at it, haven't you? You've got to practice it.
But that's all the time.
Well,
I mean, as much as I remember.
Well, that's why we start with extremes of sensation. When you are stirred, the world exists to stir the emotion in us. You hold the emotion, you go and sit down deliberately, and you get hold of the sensation. That's what they're there for, to stir it so that we can get hold of it. You get hold of it with the divine intention. You do not suppress it. You just look at it. The divine attention is like these eyes. Only it is every sense that we have concentrated. That is what the divine attention is. The potential of every sense we have, non-differentiated, combined into one intense energy that has to be put on the vibrating lower energy. It's always lower. But it is not held, that energy. It is attended. Now try to get yourself...
Yeah, your words tend to fool me. You say, hold it, whereas what I feel is like, allow it to be in my consciousness.
But it's not in your consciousness, it's in your body.
Well...
And be careful, because you get this airy-fairy idea. You must deal with it where it is. It's in the body.
I mean, my awareness, shall I say.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Righto. But it's in your body, isn't it? It occurs as a vibration. Then you have to isolate the vibration out and attend on it. If I were talking to someone else, I'd say hold it. But not to you, because you're obviously building up by holding. I can now say to you, and you can understand it, I can say to you, you attend on it. That gets rid of the holding, doesn't it? Now, attending is right for you, but it's not right for someone else. Just let's have a look at it now, Duncan. Have you got a feeling then?
Very tenuous.
What is that?
Yes.
Do you have a feeling at all? Yeah, is it?
No, it's where I describe right down.
That's all. Yes. Yeah. You see, it's really wrong. If you get at it, you can get hold of it then. It's not hard like that. You can get it. Even the head of it. Just get it. Little bit. You're not free, are you?
I just wanted to ask you about, it reminded me of problems I have in meditation. The meditation you're advising, sitting meditation, like attending to a sensation, alright, but I have several sensations. I have attention there, and concentration, thought, energy, or hit, something up here, and sort of vacillate, not quite sure
which one is
where to attend.
Always attend on the one that is the problem. There's no problem if there's a pain in the shoulder. There's no problem if there's anything here. As long as there's no thought, you must attend all totally in the head all the time to keep all thought out. number one, if you've reached that point. Right. That's number one, though. If you were doing it properly, that is number one. All thought must go out. Otherwise the attention is deflected. Is it not?
Yeah.
Right. That's why all thought's got to stop, and that's what we're going to eventually get to when we deal with thought. Because that will take some of the attention out there, and you've got a hole in the balloon. You don't have the power. Right. So, that is so the attention can go on the problem. There's only one problem at any time. And that is where the feeling's not right. And if the feeling's not right, that's where the problem is. In the body. Or in the awareness system. If there's no not right feeling, then there's always the sensation, even if it is the pain in the arm. That will soon disappear when you stop differentiating and just feel the sensation of existing. That is enough. Because all you're doing is practicing again to put the divine attention anywhere there is sensation. Because really what we're all aiming to do is to dissolve all sensation, whatever. No feeling, no existing. If you like an ideal, because that never happens, but if you like it, that's the way it goes. Because on the way, you discover other things that make you realize that that is an ideal, that is stupid. But you know that on the way, that's what happens. The continuous, the divine attention so total, like a cloud, dissolving anything that enters this thing we call our body. Because, as I said, it consists of the past, except for idea. The past comes in. All man's instincts come in. Got to be dissolved. All his fears come in. Got to be dissolved. So that's what it's doing all the time, as a ball, clearing your space. Because if we transfer what I just said then to our space, you start to see what it is. Clearing your space always. Like that. No thought, no emotion, nothing. And that's all we're doing. And then we get on to what happens when space is clear. Well, space then communicates right through all space, through all the snakes of all other space, and draws those that must come to you, so that you can help another man, or he can help you. Because that's all it's about. This space has no extension and yet no limitation. And that's why a man always finds the right teacher always has to. The teacher comes to him, he goes to the teacher. Because it is space. The space alone does it. So just dealing with that thing there, and it is an illusion, by the way. When you say it is down there, you have to free. You have to coax some of that energy up from there. Have the divine attention waiting. And deal with it. So your job is to coax it up. You've got to look at it. You've got to look at it. Without thought. You think, you distract yourself. You go out there. You must look at these things without thought. But you're holding it. You're sitting on it. So don't give up down. Because you've obviously done a lot of work here. This is where the problem arises in there. It rises. And that's why we've got to keep coming down onto it. It always comes from down there. Because this is the earth part of us. This is where it comes. And this is where you pick up the world's emotions. And those emotions are your emotions because you're a part of the world. And you've always got to deal with them. Because they come in from the entire world. It's never short of emotion. And you pick it up. And your job is to destroy what you have to up. Because this is destroying world karma. Because world karma is only emotion. Derek, has anything occurred to you that you would like to mention? You don't have to if you just want to sit there. Any problems that you have?
Well, I was going to mention, make an observation of what's being said. That it seems that the problems that we have are being used as channels. There are always these problems that we have, and they provide a sort of a tension, perhaps, a tension. In order for us to move, in order for us to go forward from what we are to what we should be more of. That's just a comment.
There's no doubt about that. If I upset you or the guy upsets you down the road, you feel a tension. Is that what you mean? You've got to be explicit.
Yes,
I mean,
you
must. It's one of this business is to get it out and be explicit. Is that? Give me a demonstration.
That is one sort of tension.
What's the others that you were talking about?
Well, to try to describe it on a rather profound level, so not to be too specific, but to be very specific in my ways, speaking about it in a general sense, strange that may seem. Strange, the point had just suddenly gone from my head.
I wouldn't be surprised. So, try. Yes, that point's gone. Now, is any point there in your head? Any thought? Don't try to think.
I suppose a little thought.
Good, what is it? Get that one out.
Well, I'm wondering why that thought just completely faded from my mind.
Because it had no reality.
Well, and now I'm going, searching back in my mind, trying to find out that thought that I missed, and wondering why I missed it in such a strange way, wondering why my mind was there.
Well, you missed it because it was dissolved. It had no validity. Your experience is beyond that thought. You dissolved it yourself. There's no need to go back in your mind. That is habit. Let's stay where you are now. There is no thought in your mind now. Is there any thought in your mind? Don't try to think. Is there any thought? Just have a look. Are you disturbed by any thought?
Not by any a conceptualized thought, but there are feelings that I have.
What are the feelings?
Mainly anxiety, left over from getting here late through the trains.
Yes. Good. Now that's a good, simple anxiety, isn't it? Now you have demonstrated attention to me, haven't you? Right? The thing that you set out to do, and the thought dissolved, that is a far better demonstration of attention, isn't it? That exists in you now.
Yes, it is a demonstration of attention.
And it's a real tension, isn't it? It's real because it exists now.
Yes.
Right. And that's the only real tensions, are those that exist now. If we deal with the things that we have now in the screen, which is our body, our sensation, our anxiety, we deal with those, they're enough, aren't they? If we could get rid of every moment from you, your tensions, you wouldn't have to worry about the past tensions, would you?
No.
Right. So your job is to deal with the tensions that are there now, and that will deal with all tension. Because now is now, is now, is now. Forever. And the body is the place where all the tensions appear. And that's what the body is. The tunnel or the funnel to the past. And all tensions and all emotions rise up out of the past, into the funnel, into the screen where we can see them or feel them, our body. So you have an anxiety of running late. It's a lovely demonstration of tension. And it's still there, still a little there. Now, how do you deal with it?
How do I deal with it personally?
How would you do?
I deal with it by looking at it and seeing what it is. I say, what is my anxiety? My anxiety is that I'm waiting on the platform, waiting for a train to come. But what is anxiety? What do you want? And I want to be on the train. I want to be on the train moving along. So what is my desire? My desire is myself on the train. I posit a value, I feel. I posit a value that is myself going on the train. So what I have done, I have posited a value of the self and have projected it into the future, and then I'm anxious that I may catch up with that.
Well, I don't know about that bit, but what you said then is very good. I mean, that's very good. Now is that sufficient for you? Is that how you get rid of it? Your anxiety?
No, that's working at it from one end. This is perhaps what I would do. Then that helps me to see it in a more conceptualised way.
Yes.
But then, as your system points out, I try to feel it. I feel myself. I feel that anxiety. I feel that anxiety, which I believe is a mode of being. It's an attitude of consciousness which is being expressed in my body. And so firstly, I attack the problem by trying to know what is going on, but seeing it is an attitude of consciousness, and then by seeing that it is a positive of a value, and then choosing another thing, a value. So I don't choose myself as a self getting on the train, but I choose myself as standing on the platform, enjoying myself, watching other people. Perhaps that's one way that I try to get at it. Another way, perhaps less direct, is because this anxiety is expressed through my body, I try to balance my body so that may balance my essence, which is held within my body. Just as my body expresses that anxiety, my body houses my essence, and so I try to comport my body so that my essence will take up the same stance as my body. I think those are the two ways that I would try to attack the problem.
Well, could we... do you meditate?
Yes.
Have you stopped your mind yet? You obviously haven't.
I would say yes.
Would you? Then you wouldn't have been surprised at that thought being dissolved.
I was surprised because it's not a thought I wanted dissolved. And there was a blockage that came up that shouldn't have been there. And I haven't been getting a lot of them recently.
There was a blockage that came. Is the blockage still there?
Yes.
Where is the blockage?
It's in the free passage of myself, of expressing myself.
Well, why don't you express yourself?
Because perhaps for me to express myself, I have to know that my expressions are being received.
Why? That would suggest that you'll never express yourself. Because there's an expectation there. An expectation can never express itself in honesty and humility. Because it depends on the other person receiving it according to how you want it received.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Right. You've got to blockage that. Also, what you said about what you were doing is a complicated expression of a very simple thing that you're doing. You've done a lot of work on yourself, but you're getting it very intellectualized. You've got a lot of schools of thought and all sorts of concepts going in there. They're blocking you, like that. You're not simple enough. You're a simple man. You have all the potential of simplicity, but it's too simple for you. You've covered it up. You're blocking your true expression of yourself. You should be able to get it out, and if you stick with us, and it doesn't matter if you don't, but if you do, we will be aiming, you and I together, for you to get it out, but not in complicated terms. Because there's only one thing, the body. That's all there is. And the body vibrates at a certain vibration, which we call sensation. If it vibrates at a certain sensation, we call it emotion. And that's all there is. And all the rest is imagination and complication. It is in dealing with the feeling of anxiety, as you did so rightly, said tonight, and demonstrated. That's all we're concerned with. And to deal with that, you don't talk about yourself, and all these other terms are unnecessary. You can if you want to complicate life. It won't help you to become simple, because we're trying to be simple all the time. It's all we're all trying to do. All of us. To become more simple. So, you have a feeling of anxiety. The question is, how do you dissolve it? And you rightly said, amongst all that complication, what I do is, I try to attend on it with my attention. And in doing so, I try to translate the feeling into knowledge. And when you dissolve just as we've been talking with Duncan or any of us, when we dissolve these tensions and anxieties by just attending onto them like I am now, not only in that dissolution of it transmits to us knowledge, self-knowledge, direct experience of ourselves. That knowledge has no conceptual existence, cannot be translated, but is an energy of what I call space. Every bit of feeling we translate into space gives us simplicity and access to the truth. The truth is always simple. Sensation of the body, always simple. Now, that feeling of blockage that you've got there, can you get under it? Can you tell us something about it?
Yes, it's a fairly fundamental phenomenon for me.
For
me. I think it's fundamental for all men, but I feel it's perhaps more acutely than some.
But we can't talk about other men. You have to tell me about you. What is it trying to say that you will not allow to be said? Why can't you tell me what you're feeling? Or tell us. Or tell the space between us. Get it out.
Well, ordinarily I would like to say, well, perhaps I feel afraid of expressing myself in front of people I don't know. But that's not the case. I'm not afraid of expressing myself in front of people that I don't know. Or if I am, I'm not aware of being afraid.
That's a start. That's wonderful. If you would normally say that, you didn't. Well, what is the problem? You said, I don't know how it's going to be received, which is fair enough, but that's not going to release the problem. Because who could you find where you're going to know where it's going to be received?
Oh, well, I find certain... Yes, I do find that very much so, yes. For example, when I'm at work, I'm a craftsman. And when I'm at work, I work in metal. And I use my hands. And the other men around me do the same thing. Now, I know that if I try to express myself of the thoughts and experiences that I've had in the different schools of thought that I've had contact with and in my travels, both in the world and interiorly, I would know that they would not understand me. And so it would be extremely hard for me to express myself to people who I know wouldn't understand me. The people around me form a part of the environment, and I'm always going out to the environment. If I am in a receptive environment, it is easier for me to go out to that environment. It is the same when I'm with somebody I love. When I'm with somebody I love, I can be more expressive. I can be more alert.
But we're not talking about being in a nice environment. We're talking about something that you've never got out.
Yes.
Yeah, you haven't got that out to your loved one, I'll tell you that. You don't get this out to your loved one. What's your problem you don't get out to your loved one? Because your loved one's no good to you for that. You'll only give your loved one what is good for you to. You won't get this out, and you won't get it out to your workmates. You have to get it out in right company, this one. This is your problem. This is why you've been a member of so many schools. Because that blockage, while you've got that, you'll keep searching. That's your tension at that level. Now, you have to be honest. Only saying that have to for yourself. I'm not saying that you should be, of course. You have to be honest to yourself. You say it. What you feel. This is the company to do it. No one's going to take offence. Because there's no one here. We're all in the same boat. But let's leave it at that for a while. That's your problem. Got to get it out. He's off again. Hello, Peter. Let's all have the joke.
Consolation. It was a consolation of this sort.
Have you got anything to say, Peter?
Yeah, I'm feeling bugged on something.
Beg your pardon?
I'm feeling bothered.
What about?
I don't know, there's something not true. Something false.
Right. Now, where is it? Here, there, or there?
Yeah.
Or there. As a reaction to something that happened out here.
No, I'm carrying it along with me.
Ah. You brought it with you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Righto. We'll have that one out after. You better have a look at it, will you? We'd better have that one out. Because you brought that down to get rid of it. Now let's have it out in a moment, eh?
Okay.
If you meditate on it and get it. I'll just go downstairs for a minute.
The part of my body which I'm most aware of is inside. It's not sensation on the surface. And I find there's a lot of energy in me which is making me uncomfortable.
Yes. Where is that energy centred? If you can name it, I'm not asking you to name it, but if it's got a centre, if you can relate without and within at the same time, where would you say it was approximately in the body?
It's somewhere around here.
Yeah. That is where we receive the emotions and have our emotions. And what happens is, they rise up from there into the throat. And when they get to the throat, they're very hard to deal with. So, this is the main area, this is where it starts. It doesn't start there, but this is where we can deal with it firstly. The idea is to always be dealing with them there, so they don't get to the throat. Now, what is you say it's uncomfortable. Do you carry this energy with you other times, or?
No.
This is the first time you've had it?
No. In a very quiet group like this, I always get it. I always get filled with energy, which isn't a comfortable energy. When I was here first, it was very comfortable, and the energy seemed to be flowing, whatever that means. But it's slowly built up, and it feels as though it's somewhere around. It's not exactly tension, but It's a great awareness of my flesh that I get.
And is this flesh feeling uncomfortable?
Yes.
You say it's uncomfortable. You don't want to tear it off or anything?
No.
Not that sort of feeling?
No.
Can you tell me more about it then? Now, where do you say its origin is? Where do you feel it's coming from?
I'm not sure where its origin is. I said it was here, but I don't know why I said it was here. It seemed the right end. It seemed where it comes from, but whether it really comes from there or not, I don't know.
So you're feeling progressively worse? Or does it stay at this level of discomfort?
When it gets to the level it was at about half an hour ago, it stops at that level. It doesn't normally get any worse.
And has it got worse now, in the last half hour?
No.
So you've just got a nice discomfort level, haven't you?
Yes.
Now, something's upsetting, and you know what it is. Tell us. You know what it is. If you don't know, you've got to find out, because I say you do know. But you've got to be informed. Is something not going as you expect when you enter these groups? Is there
No, it's just the opposite.
Is there some fear about what might happen to you in it?
No. Definitely not that I'm aware of.
Right. That sounds honest enough.
Part way through I thought it's because of the way I'm sitting, but however I sit, it doesn't really make any difference.
Would you care to sit elsewhere?
No.
No.
It's not the place I'm sitting.
No.
I felt that I needed to sit up straighter.
Yes.
And I know
Yes.
if I did that, I would probably just feel uncomfortable in a different way.
But do you feel better sitting?
My trunk part of my body does, not my legs.
Mm-hmm. Now, how about where the...
Well, since I said that it all started here, that part of me has felt very good.
Good. Now, where does it feel bad?
My shoulders and my legs.
Well, look, I'll tell you what to do now. You go into that meditation again, just for a while, and you get that feeling out of that differentiated area, like that, and you get it down here, and you deal with it. And then we talk again. When you say a quiet group, this is not a very quiet group in terms of noise, because we're all talking, getting it out. What do you mean?
I mean there's not a lot of babble.
You see. Now, do you, when you go to these other groups, talk much yourself?
As much as anyone else. It's not just quiet groups, it's any quiet situation. Now, if I do talk a lot, then perhaps the energy's not there, troubling me, making me uncomfortable.
Yes, because you are getting it out. But you have to get it out rightly. Unless it's got out rightly, you won't do any good. But tonight you will get it out, and every time you come you will get it out and out more. Because this is right company. We are absolutely one-pointed. And the more one-pointed and centered we are, the more you will find. Although the energy builds, you can get it out. And that will clean up your space. So whenever you get this feeling, try and bring it. You don't really bring it. But if you put the divine attention on one place, it will tend to attract any energy to itself. It will tend to, so that you can deal with it. It doesn't all happen overnight, but that's the tendency. You put the attention here and gather it there, and then let's talk again and keep getting it up. Because the strange thing is, we don't know in what statement we get out the truth. It's so subtle, the truth that makes us uncomfortable, or the non-truth, the non-self. As long as we're in right company, whatever we say communicates, and whatever we say gets it out, whatever it is. A company's got to. You can get into a group and that's what discussions are no good. They clutter up space. Company's not good. Discussions not good. Questions. A genuine desire not to hear your views, but to hear the other person. Because he can teach us. We're all learning. From every one of us that gets it out. We're learning. If we're not, we've got a block. And that's what I want in any of us, in myself and all of us. I want that block. We all want that block removed. David, may I ask how your meditation's been going? Have you been meditating first?
No, I've stopped the zazen, the sitting meditation.
What's zazen?
Yeah, the sitting meditation. And it's like a bit of a holiday. I've become aware that, in fact, I think in some ways that the Zen meditation was actually creating a tension in me throughout by the whole process of sitting. So I'm letting be, if you like, and I suppose Sunday I had a distinct sensation of rightness or some more greater sensitivity. So things are fine from that point of view.
Okay. May I ask, have you brought your Zen teacher with you? Are you prepared in entering this group, which I presume means you're prepared, to meditate the way this group is going?
I do.
Then, when you say you're not meditating, not zaz, whatever it is, do you mean in a particular stance, posture?
Not a particular form of sitting meditation.
Okay. Now, are you meditating in the form that I talk about?
Yes.
Can you tell me what you are doing and what's happening?
It's simply a question of using, during the day, being more aware and, if you like, clicking back into it. It's not a continuous stopping of a thought pattern. It happens more often. Last week or so.
Well, let's get on to the body. That's what I'm interested in, as you know. I'm not too interested in the mind.
Well,
it's more in the body.
Before you can get into the body, you have to stop the thought pattern.
Well, no, not according to this meditation. You get into the body.
It's very difficult while you're thinking to be in the body.
No, you must not say that. You must not say that. I must demonstrate it to you. No, well, that's not good enough. I must demonstrate it to you for this to be worthwhile for us both. May I ask you to do this? I want you to feel your solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there any other energy or feeling anywhere in your body?
Yes.
Where?
Almost everywhere.
Right. Differentiated. Tell me where it is. Not good enough. You've got to come to the point. What point is the most dominant or urgent?
There isn't one. It's vibration, like pins and needles everywhere.
And you don't, closing your eyes, you don't have any centre.
No.
Right? Now, feel your solar plexus.
Yeah.
Can you feel anything there?
Well, it's the same as I can feel it's the same as the feelings in my arms and legs, and neck, and chin.
Can you feel any sort of pain or tension in the solar plexus?
Well, it's, no.
You have no feeling there?
So yes, I told you I have the same feelings everywhere
No, you
else.
don't. That is impossible. It's impossible. I'm asking you to attend on the solar plexus and you're telling me about the arms and legs. That's impossible.
I can put my attention onto the solar plexus.
Put your attention on them,
but
please.
at the same time, it doesn't preclude attention elsewhere.
It does.
Well, isn't it? Really?
Now, I want you to try to get your attention on the solar plexus area.
You want my attention solely focused on the solar plexus and no awareness anywhere else.
Yes, please. Now describe all that you described earlier in more detail, once you get that point.
I haven't really got it. It's the other. Yeah, the feelings everywhere else are...
You can't get to your solar plexus. You're on the periphery, aren't you? You can't get to the centre.
You're all right, yeah.
I want you on the solar plexus.
Yeah, I'm there. Well,
describe it.
It's a dull feeling. Like something sort of...
Is there a pain or uneasiness in it?
Slightly, yes.
Yes, right. Describe it more. What is it?
It's like something that kicked you gently in the solar plexus.
There's something there that's a bit uneasy.
No, I wouldn't say it's uneasy.
Would you say it's a comfortable thing?
There's no discomfort until you...
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? That's right. That's what it's about. Now, have a look at it. Get hold of it.
It's like, yeah, there is some sort of discomfort.
Yes, right. Now we're getting a bit of honesty. Right. Now, you'll notice that the periphery, when your attention is there, the periphery disappears. You can only notice that in retrospect because it's not there at the time. Do you understand that?
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
It's not true in this particular...
Okay.
Yes.
That's because you're distracted in your attention. Now, you'll notice that when your attention is on your solar plexus, when you can get it there, you can have no thought. You're too busy answering my question, which is always in your head, whether I'm there or not. What is it? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Differentiate it out. What is it? There is no thought in that. So we deal first to get the divine attention into the centre of the body. Then no thought is possible unless you aberrate out to the extremities like you just heard then. Because you will do that. You get onto the differentiated body, because that's what it's about. The sense perception tells us I have hands and legs and all day long we're feeding it and moving it. This is the trick. It's coaxing you out. What we have to do is get the divine attention, pull it in from the whole universe, in through the senses, onto the centre. Get rid of the arms and legs. Bang, onto the centre. And refuse to budge in thought. Then something very extraordinary happens. And that's what we're on about. Trying always to feel ourselves. We can only do it by honesty. And I'm not saying anyone's being deliberately dishonest, I'm not saying that. But we have to understand what honesty is about. To be honest to ourselves, we must never assume that nothing's happening, because that's dishonesty. It's always happening. But we're not refined enough. We're not sandpapered enough. We've got to get there.
Barry, can I ask a question? You say third blesses. I actually feel more that it's right at the base. That sort of...
That's fair enough. It can... This is where it starts, the most usual area where you can get onto. But then, wherever you have your energy, in that region, is where it's at. But we have to start somewhere. It's only conceptual, isn't it? But that is a right question. But for instance, the energy is never really here, on the extremities. It's always in the solid part. This is where the bad energy is. This is where the earth is. This is the earth, round here, or this area here. And that's where usually it comes, the trouble comes. And as we were talking the other day when you had that wonderful experience, where I thought it was wonderful for me, let's say. You see, I get out of this too. I'm getting it. That we were able to get it up, move it over to the heart. And we found the reason why heart beats. Which is a wonderful discovery. Because as we discover then, all this energy of the earth, if we can call it that, we're just using models, that's all we can use. We are converting in a fashion, unconsciously, passing it to this thing which we call the heart, and it is releasing that energy. It's got to get out. What we can't get, it's got to get out. And that's an unconscious form, using the energy which we are unconsciously converting. We'll go into energy one day, and it's every movement you find, the heartbeat, everything is a release of energy. Because it's all energy having to be released. You see, we are organisms absorbing the past, an energy called past, the emotion. The past that is drumming through us and holding us together, holding the idea together, is emotion. And we are, as organisms, endeavouring to convert that energy to a thing called love, or beauty, or art. Every bit of energy, which I call rhythm. Now, rhythm is the function of converting that energy into love, beauty, and art, which are all the same things. And so this process is going on. Every living thing is trying to convert the energy it's receiving into impressions and things. But that energy, which is not, a certain amount of it is converted into love, which is the sheer beingness. But most of it is not converted. And it goes into our instinctive things. It goes into if there is such a thing as circulation of the blood, it goes into that. It goes into my waving my hand, our daily life. It's continuously released. Anger is the release of, is a form of love unconverted. So it's got to be expressed in emotion. And that's why we become stiller and stiller, more rhythmic, more artistic, more beautiful in ourselves, I mean. I'm not saying, but as we go quieter and stiller inside. And that's what we're all at, trying to convert this energy we feel into love. And that love, or rhythm, or beauty, when a whole organism is changed, reaches out through the space, through all time, and attracts others. Or attracts, or brings you, bring me to you tonight. We don't know who brought who. But that's what love is. Right love. Rightness. And that's what we're all trying to do, and that's what we're here for, isn't it? Have you got, Derek, Duncan, sorry, I was looking at the, have you got been able to release a little bit of that up?
there wasn't very much that I could feel. Actually feel more, but I think that's positive.
Yes, I see. You could yes, feeling more means you're getting hold of it. It's coming up.
Yeah.
And I think you can. I feel that you can coax some of it up and get hold of it. Your feeling more is better, isn't it? That is positive, no doubt about it. Because then you can deal with it as it comes up. And this is good. The relax form, not to contain into heavy suppression. You get it up and just attend on it. It's good. What we will do if we go on in the weeks ahead, we'll eventually get round to the meditative act. We want to get on to it to stop the thought, but we go towards it gradually. We can't push it, you know that. We have nothing to do with the progress of the group. We have nothing to do with it. All we can do is stay alert, do our best to get it out, and it will all be done. But we will eventually, if we stick together, get on to real meditation, where we will stop the minds and get our energy going as a group, really. At present, we're still differentiated out like the arms and legs of a body. But we'll get our centre together. And we get it out by listening to each other and helping each other to get it out. David, have you been looking at what we were talking about earlier? Obviously you have. Could you tell us what you're experiencing now?
On the stone in the solar plexus.
Can you get it there? I mean, you're not going to be able to stay there all the time. It takes an effort, because you mustn't think that you can stay there all the time, because that's delusion.
I'm not trying to keep it there now.
No, but when you do go in quickly and almost seize it. Because the more you can do it even quickly for a second, the easier it will be again later. You see, the idea of putting your attention onto various parts of the body quickly and going around it is to get it working like a muscle, so that at any time you can attend on that part of the body quickly. And eventually you don't have to attend on the differentiated parts of the body. You just go straight onto your own energy, such as your anxiety tonight.
One type of meditation that I do is that after I've calmed myself, I concentrate on the base of my spine and then let my awareness rise up very slowly from the base of my spine to the top of my spine. Perhaps that might take a quarter of an hour, and then I let my consciousness rise into my head and around the top of my head and into the front of my head.
And what effect does this have?
If the meditation is right, it stills me very much. When my awareness rises up through my spine, I become more and more stilled, and I feel that the awareness in my spine is touching those parts of me, my stomach, my heart, my neck, as it passes through. But I also feel my spine straightening up into a better pose as my awareness passes through my spine. And if the meditation is right, my awareness goes up into my neck and passes into my head. And then, I wouldn't like to call this a mystical experience, but I describe it best as the awareness passes into my head, moves round from the back of my head to the front of my head. I feel in my head, I feel as if there's a light in my head and everything is white. and I feel very much at peace.
Can you do that now?
I could, yes, but it would take me long. It would take me about half an hour. Perhaps less, perhaps say 20 minutes.
And how often do you do this?
Well, I try to meditate every night, but depending upon my lifestyle, it varies quite a bit.
And what is the object of this awareness? When it comes up in the lights in your head, I mean, what is that you communicate? You must give to me. If you have benefited from your meditation, you must give it to me, because I want everything I can get from you. So, you've seen the light, you got it. What for? I mean,
yes.
What's it mean?
Well, meditation for me is access to my essence, or what I am. It's a way of structuring my being in a rather artificial way, perhaps. But I feel just as the physical environment around me structures my being, so my body structures my being, because my body is also part of the physical environment around me. And also my mind structures my being, and also my psyche structures my being, going deeper and deeper towards my being. And
Tell me this, how do you know you've got a spine?
How do I know I've got a spine? I don't know I've got a spine, but I assume I've got a spine.
That is so. Well, you don't have a spine, you see. That's all nonsense that you're talking. It's not true. You don't have a spine, and nothing goes up the spine into your head or anything. Now, what you've got to do is get rid of the pictures and have the experience. Because anyone who's experienced the true light, or whatever it is, can't experience the spine. Because there's no such thing as a spine.
I'm not saying it's the true light, I'm just saying...
No, but the light. I'm not doubting your light. I'm not doubting it. But do you see that you've got it on a false, imaginative basis? Your meditation is on a false basis.
That's why I use the word artificial.
That is so. But why use the artificial for your meditation? Use it to express it, yes. Use it to communicate, for that's the reason for models. But why use it to yourself?
Well, I found meditation has been a great help to me over the years, and I have experimented with different types of meditation in order to aid me to be what I am.
What are you?
I feel, well, I'm a being, but I feel that all beings are passing through time and space in a sort of a random manner. And they're evolving in a random way. They're evolving in a random way because they're in a world of random chance. The experiences come to them in the form of chance. Now, what I'm trying to do is bring these experiences to me in a less chanceful way. I'm trying to make the experiences now.
May I ask this, why are you trying to bring experience to you when you are experience? You are experience, are you not?
Yes.
Well, isn't that enough?
No, because there is quality of experience. also.
What is that? What is the highest quality of your experience?
Well, I think there's quantity of experience.
Oh, yes, yes, but I want about the quality is what I'm interested in. Quantity, there's no doubt about the quantity.
Yes, but I don't mean quantity in a base sense, but I mean quantity of experience in a very inner sense. In a sense.
Well, there's no quantity of experience in inner sense.
Well, insofar as I feel that some creatures have a greater being than other creatures, and so they have a greater quantity of experience.
Yeah, but this is intellectualism, isn't it?
No, it could be, but all speaking is, all a communication is, and this aspect of understanding, this way of understanding has been a help to me. Perhaps the words are strange to some, but it's...
Yes, but it's not leading me anywhere, you see.
No,
you're not leading me anywhere.
It has helped me a great deal.
Yes, but if it's helped you, it can help me, or it's time that you had another look at it. You see, your structure, your image. You've got a lot of images there. And lots of images, which instead of using them to go back to simplicity, you're using them, you're not contributing to me by coming back to my centre and making me simple.
This is one of my troubles, really, that I have, as you say, a block, which is quite true. And the block is being unable to go out of oneself. St. Thomas Aquinas said that love was being able to go out of oneself. And
well, I have a look at that. As you've quoted that, then could you give me an illustration of that? How love is to be able to go out of oneself.
In one way, it's putting a value on something other than yourself. It's transcending yourself. If you say...
See, the problem of quoting those sort of things is that anyone who knows love, except I'm not saying Aquinas used it in a moment of his own knowing, right, like we all do, you say. But the problem of it is, it's a bit of a con, you see. It's a bit of a con. You must understand for yourself. And you must make it simple. Love is very, very simple.
What I'm trying to do myself personally, these last few years, I've been trying to conceptualise, perhaps in a very intellectual way, what my mystical experiences were in the former years, in order that with my mind I could arrange my life to direct myself more precisely towards those experiences that I had formerly.
The mystical experience is elimination of complication, isn't it? Every mystical experience you've had is a wondrous thing, but it doesn't contain a great conceptual thing in it. It deals in ideas such as immortality or anything else. You're aware of what death is, but it sort of makes things simple, doesn't it?
This is very true.
And then you are You see, every concept you're uttering is not getting me to my centre. So therefore you must be complicating the space around you.
But it's, as you've emphasised, it does get it out of me. And this, I must say that this has got at it for me, and it has got it out. There has been a great blockage in me. I have felt for many years great anxiety that expressed itself in my solar plexus and in my throat. And sometimes I would feel really clotted up in my throat because there was something that I had to get out, and so I've had to use many processes to get this out.
But you're not getting it out. That's my point. You are not getting it out. It's there now.
Yes.
And all you've said tonight hasn't helped you one bit to get it out, except you're in right company, that's all. You get rid of a little bit, but it's still there. And it's these concepts you've got. They've got to go. You've got to become innocent.
I
know you are.
Innocent in my being, but in my mind I want to be a thinker.
Yes.
I must be two things.
No, you're not.
As I think God is sublime, but in His expression through the world, He's infinite, complexity.
No, that's conceptualised, and it's not true. You've limited God and you've limited life. You can't do that. That's why you're all tight. You're not getting it out rightly. You have innocence inside of you, and you can't get your innocence out because you've got it all covered up with this stuff. Now what are we going to do about getting right? Now truly, if you keep coming here, we're going to get rid of it. But you have to want to be yourself. You see, you're not prepared. You're not prepared to be yourself. You're trying to be something that really is not yourself. I tell you truly, if we could get yourself out, you'd be more at ease. You'd be what you want to be, intellectual. You'd be able to pull the truth at any moment out of the space. Any moment. You'd be able to say exactly what you want to say originally, not what someone else said or what you read. You'd be able to pull it straight out. Like that. If you will only be yourself and not what you're trying to be.
This is very true, what you say, but I do feel I have had some success.
You have had success, but it's time to let's get back to you. Let's get back to you. What your success is not good enough. What? That you've read many things, that you certainly communicate experience and knowledge, you communicate that. No, I mean, you do it beautifully. But it's not you. It's only a part of you. It's a structural crust of you that you're holding and repeating and adding to. You're not new every moment. You're not new every moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not new. You're trotting out the old. And it's beneath you. You are new inside. But you're not getting that newness out because you're blocked with a crust that thick of repetition. Got to let it go. Forget the crust. Forget it. Let it go. And let's get to you, Derek. Stop the pretense, the trying, wanting. Let's get to you in all your... Of course you have mystical experiences, but let's get back to them. Let's get back to the sources.